Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the news update on Signature TV. I am Marvelous Obomana. And now in the headlines, Jusun Customary Court of Appeal chapter elects new executives. Nigerians react to surrender by terrorists. Federal government rules out another COVID-19 lockdown amid rising cases. And now the details. The Customary Court of Appeal Abuja chapter of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria has elected new executives following the dissolution of the previous one. The election, which took place at the Customary Court of Appeal Abuja on Thursday, saw the 10 elected members of the chapter sworn in and presented with the certificate of office. They will be holding their position for the period of 4 years.
In the course of discharging our duties, there are a lot of challenges, but to the glory of God, we are able to conquer some and we lose some. In the course of struggling, you cannot win all, too. And the chairman-elect for today is equally my assistant secretary, so it's not new to the system. And with the support he gave to me, I know he will do better than I do.
My vision is to improve the foundation being laid on ground, most especially our welfare. Our welfare here is nothing to take home. So my vision is to restructure the welfare of my dear members.
The Nigerian military has been widely criticized for not handling the issue of insurgency properly. This accusation by some Nigerians led to the change of service chiefs by President Muhammadu Buhari. With the new service chiefs, recent military onslaught against Boko Haram has led to some of the terrorists laying down their arms. Signature TV correspondent was on the streets of Abuja to get comments from some Nigerians.
I can't just say they are winning war against the insecurity, but the insurgents themselves have realized that what they are doing is bad. That is why they are surrender.
What we are expecting in Nigeria, we live in peace, so that is a welcome development.
I don't think so, because come to think of it, our security agencies have been, over time, they've been trying to conquer insecurity. But from the look of things, it seems as if it's overpowering them. They are helpless. On the other hand, some may even tell you they even have a hand in it. They are doing their best.
We are not winning anything because they are just pretending to return the weapons, but in the other side, they have another motive, what they are going to do. So to me, I have not seen anything that somebody that have been killing, using this weapon for so many years, so many times, destroying things, then after some time, just to surrender the weapon and say, I am no more there, and people will set him free. The government will set him free.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCT) on Wednesday visited Mpape community, demolished illegal buildings and shops situated along the roadside. The demolitions, which took place on Wednesday, came barely 2 weeks after FCTA warned the occupants of the shops and buildings to remove their belongings. Signature TV correspondent Chibuezobi was at Mpape community and now reports.
Speaking to journalists, Ikaruacha, the chairman FCT Ministerial Committee on City Sanitization, stated that the demolition was as a result of requests made by the landlords and tenants of Pape community to the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Mohammed Bello, to come and clear the roadside and reclaim the road shoulders in the community. He stated that they didn't plan to make it painful as they notified the occupants of the illegal buildings and shops over 3 months before the demolition exercise. Peter Olumuji, the Secretary Command and Control Center of FCTA, stated that the demolition was to contain security challenges as criminals hide and reside in the shanties located on the road corridors, adding that the demolition would go a long way to tackle the security challenges in the community.
So what we are doing is is in line with the request of unpacking landlords who wrote to the minister requesting that all the road shoulders be reclaimed so there can be ease of traffic movement, as well as some of the shanties, the one you saw by the roadside, also be removed. So it was the landlord who pleaded that the illegality be removed. And we, as a responsible government, or responsive government, responded to the call, the cries, and the demand of the landlord in Mpape district. But from our own end, the people did not know that we have a full, detailed plan to come and clean up, since the landlords have appealed to us. So they remain basking in the euphoria that nobody can enter Mpape to clear the illegality and the rot.
For the past 2 months, Abuja has been relatively secured. You can't hear of crime and criminalities too much again. Why? Because we have a sustained clearance operation that we've started. And the news Commissioner of Police for FCT, Bala, and Sunday Babaji, has really given us that mandate, and they are working on it.
The Director of Development Control, Gareba Pamko, told Signature TV that the buildings demolished were built without permit from the Federal Capital Development Authority and therefore should be removed.
Well, our law that form Abuja is that once you build, you must have a permit. And you can see most of these shanties we are removing don't have any requisite permit. And for that, they are even supposed to pay us for doing this exercise. And that is within the law.
Kelechi Chukuma, a shop owner who was affected by the demolition, said that they received notice of the demolition from the FCTA, but they did not clearly map out the areas that would be affected, stressing that they didn't know that the demolition would affect them. Traders and residents of the community expressed worry over the wanton demolition and destruction of their shops and houses, adding that they were frustrated as they have been displaced and their livelihood affected by the demolition.
We wrote a letter to them for them to give us, for them to mark where they will demolish. Because of a truth, last 2 weeks they came, but they did not tell us that they will demolish the house. What they said is only the container and the illegal structure. That's what they said. But unfortunately, what we are seeing now, of the truth, nobody is happy.
I don't know where to start, because by next month school will resume, and my market now, I don't know how am I going to look for a place now, because Mpape is only where I know. Mpape is only place I live.
Yeah, I just came out now. Honestly, what I'm seeing is quite shocking. I think for what I'm seeing, nobody's fighting anybody.
The demolition was carried out by FCTA officials and a combined team of security personnel. In Abuja, Chibueze Obi for Signature TV.
Federal government on Thursday said it was not considering a lockdown despite rising cases of COVID-19 infections across the country. Speaking at the weekly ministerial briefing organized at the State House in Abuja, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osagi Ehanire, said the number of cases were not threatening enough for a lockdown to be considered. He also revealed that the federal government on Thursday took delivery of 177,600 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, with more of the J&J vaccines expected in the country. Nigeria is expected to step up its COVID vaccination program after receiving over 4 million doses of the Moderna vaccine from the US government last week. Only about 1% of the population has been vaccinated so far. The second phase of the national vaccination program is expected to kick off next Monday. Over 10 Uber and Bolt drivers have been killed and their cars stolen, while many others were injured by hoodlums from January to date in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. This was disclosed by Uber and Bolt drivers in Abuja under the aegis of the Online Hackney Practitioners Association of Nigeria. The chairman of the association, Emeka Emerole, lamented that the companies are not doing anything to stop the killings. However, called on government to compel the ride-hauling companies to profile users of their services to check the spate of killing of drivers and use of fake names by criminals. In reaction, the spokesperson for the police, FCT Command, Mariam Yusuf, said measures were being taken to safeguard the lives of the drivers, adding that the police were also investigating reported cases. And now moving over to the foreign scene. Zambians are voting in nationwide elections after a tense campaign dominated by economic woes and the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Approximately 7 million citizens registered to vote for a president. Legislators and local government representatives in the polls that opened at 6 a.m. on Thursday and closed 12 hours later at more than 12,000 voting stations across the vast country. The winning candidate must receive more than 50% of votes to avoid a runoff, which analysts deem unlikely. 16 presidential candidates are vying for the top job, but the frontrunners are incumbent Edgar Lungu, 64, and his longtime nemesis business tycoon Hakainde Hichilema, 59, who are facing off at the polls for the third time. In the entertainment world, Brown Skin Girl by Beyonce, Blue Ivy, St. John, and Nigeria's Wizkid has bagged 2 nominations in the 2021 MTV Video Music Award. The nomination, which rolled out on Wednesday, featured Brown Skin Girl in the Best R&B and Best Cinematography categories, Billboard reported. In the Best R&B category, Brown Skin Girl is up against Leave the Door Open by Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic, Go Crazy by Chris Brown and Young Thug, Heartbreak Anniversary by Giveon, Come True by Her, featuring Chris Brown, and Good Days by SZA. With cinematography by Beno Sola, Brown Skin Girl competes with Rob Witt in Therefore I Am by Malik H. Said, Mohamed Atta Ahmed, Santiago Gonzalez, Rian Hafnan, and Santiago Gonzalez in Foo Fighters, Shame Shame, among others. Wizkid and St. John joined Beyoncé in the 2019 record Brown Skin Girl for her 2019 soundtrack album, The Lion King. This collaboration earned Wizkid his first Grammy Award in March, and sport in the Billboard 100 in 2019. In sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria has dropped 7 places to 34th position in the latest FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking. The ranking was released on Thursday and published on FIFA's official website. Following their slide, the Eagles are now in 5th place in Africa. It was a case of mixed fortunes for the Eagles' Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifying group opponents, while Liberia moved up 3 spots to 150, Central African Republic and Cape Verde dropped to 123rd respectively. However, Belgium remained at number 1, Brazil at 2nd, France 3rd, England 4th, and Euro 2020 winners Italy at 5th. In 6th place is Argentina. The 7th spot has Spain, while Portugal, Mexico, and USA are 8th, 9th, and 10th respectively. Before we end the news, here is a recap of our major headlines. Customary Court of Appeal Abuja chapter of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria elected new executives following the dissolution of the previous one. Nigerians react to surrender by terrorists. Federal government rules out another COVID-19 lockdown amid rising cases. Remember, safety and security begin with you. Be patriotic and report any suspicious activity to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. And that's the Signature TV News Update. On behalf of my producer, Chioma Ozochukwu, I am Marvelous Obomman. Thanks for watching.